Dahm, that's Truesers. Let's ride.
Hey, he did it. Nice.
Hey. Oh, welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm. That's true, that's right. Episode number 101. You had the big 100 last week.
Did.
And now you're back out to the 101. Now it's just another fucking episode. Actually, 101 is still a cool number. 102 or like 103, those would just be normal.
Yeah, not in the 101 Dalmatians universe. They have all three of those movies. 102 and 103 Dalmatians. Get with the lore. God. This guy probably doesn't even know who Cruella de Vil is.
I think glad you picked up your microphone to say that. I'm really glad.
I'm glad I picked it up and then stuttered right into it.
Welcome back, everybody. Of course, I'm your host with the most, Trim the Steam Machine Steam. I'm joined by the beast with the very least, Owen Dahmlations 7 Dahm. Owen, how is your Monday going? We haven't done just a good Monday, how's your day going banter.
No, we haven't.
I'd like to point that out for everybody before we do the banter. All right, Owen, now commence banter. Here we go.
Today at work was extremely slow. Ooh. So I am ready for the bands today.
The what?
The bands.
This is the band
banter.
we're doing right now.
Yeah.
This is a terrible band.
No.
What a way.
This is your fault.
It's because
you didn't let me explain my Monday.
It's because Vincent and Joe aren't asleep yet, so I'm a little nervous.
It's a little bit weird, right?
They're normally tucked in with the cat by now.
Yeah, we haven't told you this, but Dahm, that's true.
I see the cat's on you now.
We haven't told you this before, but Dahm, that's true, is technically filmed in front of a live studio audience. Sometimes they're more asleep than alive.
God, that should be the opening every week.
Dahm, that's true, is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
So we just need to put the mic in the living room from here on out. So we got the laugh track. That's what we've been missing on Dahm, that's true, is a laugh track.
Gotta keep it fresh.
People need to know when our jokes are funny.
Man, if we give Joe and Vincent that power, there's no way they're not abusing it.
That's fair. They would boo a lot.
Or random facts that are wrong. More.
Yeah, they wouldn't get their nap in, and then they'd be all grumpy on the ride.
Admittedly, though, I don't know how this has been possible, but I mean, I've slept in the same room as Joe, like on a trip before.
Hey yo.
And Joe definitely snores, so I don't know how he doesn't done that during any of our episodes yet.
I would say it's the cat suppressing him, sitting right on his chest to keep him quiet. The cat is a content cat through and through.
The cat is a Dahm, that's Trueser for sure.
Yes, absolutely, as we all are. That's the name that we definitely agreed on before the show. I'm really glad we workshopped that and talked it over. And
we've always used that. Dahm, that's Truziax.
All right, welcome everybody in. Today we'll be covering a couple things. We've got Chiefs content, we've got NFL content, and we've got gambling content. Folks, we haven't written a script in 2.5 months.
Yeah.
So we will see how it goes back on the return to normalcy. Today with the Chiefs, we're talking ESPN offensive line rankings. Owen, you know where the Chiefs ranked?
Tell me, buddy.
I'll tell you in a second. Carlos Dunlap.
That's a teaser right there.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's why they call us the best in the biz. The people are saying
many.
Carlos Dunlap. We're talking about him. He got signed. Obviously, he showed up finally to practice. He got over whatever family thing. I think
he had a death in the family.
Was it?
Either a death or maybe a birth.
Well, that's a downer. Thanks, Owen. We're going to talk about who are some of the players we're looking for in the Chiefs' first preseason game that's on Saturday at noon, Arrowhead time. We're also going to talk just about general NFL. I want to talk about the importance of the preseason. I don't know if it still matters. We want to get into it.
Real quick, it's 3 games this year, right?
3 games.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, no, I got it. And then we've got a nice burp into the mic, and then we have Kareem Hunt requesting a trade. And what teams make the most sense? Spoiler alert, not the Chiefs. I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to I can't bring myself to get hurt again. And I don't know. And then, of course, as it is becoming legal in the state of Kansas here in the next month or 2 or so, we are going to talk gambling. I want to talk about how much we're going to gamble, and I want to cover some of our top teams that, as we went through and picked all 272 games, you were there for all 272. Everybody listening at home was there for all 272. So we're going to talk about which ones were the best bets that we have based on the Vegas win totals, over-unders.
Yep.
And see how we feel about those being our best bets.
Okay.
Then, spicy top 5. Best things about the preseason. Ooh. You don't sound excited.
I know what my number
I wish
one
you
is.
would have sounded more excited. Oh, you're number 1?
Well, I was just thinking. My mind's racing right now, trying to come up with a good top 5.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad your mind's racing right now when I sent you the script last night. All right, let's get into it, folks. Chiefs. We're starting with the Chiefs topic.
So much prep time.
Owen, I already teased it, but here, for the people that stuck through the teaser and stayed to listen, ESPN has recently released a projection of how all of the NFL's offensive lines should rank in the NFL season. And the Chiefs ranked number 1. That is right. Well, I guess we should start. I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to get excited. Of course, you've got Orlando Brown at the left tackle, Joe Tooney. I do this a lot.
Tooney, yeah.
Joe Tooney at the second spot, Creed Humphrey in the middle, Trey Smith on your right side, maybe. I heard a little report from camp today that they did push Andrew Wiley to right guard, and they put in, Daron Christian at right tackle. And because Daron Christian and Andrew Wiley are battling a little bit, but I heard they moved Trey Smith out, moved Andrew Wiley over for just a minute. I don't think that's what's going to end up happening. I think it's more of a battle about the right tackle. Very interesting. And on your right tackle, probably Andrew Wiley. That's what they had in the ESPN article.
I mean, yeah, this solid NFL veteran. So.
Okay, so with that number 1 ranking, Owen, I want to ask you, why is everyone still sleeping on this Chiefs offense? I mean, what do you think this Chiefs offense might do? Because I think everyone's still sleeping.
Score points, I think they could do that. I'm talking like at least 7 a game.
At least 7. Never getting shut out. Never lost.
Never lost. Shout out LeVar.
Dude, that was I had a trivia question one time. We were somebody was like, what basketball player claimed that they would beat Michael Jordan in a 1-on-1? And everybody was like, oh, fuck. Oh, I bet it was LeBron. It had to be LeBron or Kevin Durant.
Like, no.
And I was like, guys, everybody shut up. It was LeVar Ball. But that being said, what were you saying? Sorry.
Nah, but I think the Chiefs offense could be very good. The problem is that that journalists are remembering that they slept on Creed Humphrey, and they're like, oh, shit.
Creed is good.
So, with the entirety of the Chiefs' left side as being, all pro caliber, with Pro Bowlers.
Well, all pros
should have been 3 Pro Bowlers on the left side if we're counting the center. But Joe Tooney and...
Was Creed Humphrey not a Pro Bowler?
No. No, he wasn't.
Fair enough.
It was stupid.
That is crazy.
He was playing at all-pro level and didn't get in a Pro Bowl invite. Yeah, so...
That's disgusting.
It was disgusting. But journalists are remembering that they have to respect Creed. And then you have, a player that everyone called underrated last year in Trey Smith. And then on the end of your line there, you got, Wiley and a promising rookie. So
yeah.
So either your line is one rookie that everyone views highly enough to win a starter over a veteran, or you have a veteran, and then all pro.
Yeah. I also did double check. Creed Humphrey was not a Pro Bowler. I'm sorry, I couldn't trust you.
No, it's crazy.
But he did finish 3rd in Offensive Rookie of the Year voting.
Yes, he did, because hashtag Creed is good.
And saying he's not a rookie. Yeah, I would just have to say this was an absolute W for ESPN. Not many lists on the ESPN site are W's, but ranking the Chiefs offensive line number 1, absolute W. The interior of the offensive line obviously carrying a lot of this ranking. But Orlando Brown Jr. being actually back at camp and practicing is helpful, and I'm glad he's there. But I think the interior is obviously doing a lot of the heavy lifting here. Joe Tooney, stud. Creed Humphrey, stud. Trey Smith, absolute steal in the 6th round.
Kind of a monster.
But here's what I will say. If the Chiefs have the number 1 offensive line, Patrick Mahomes could have the Carolina Panthers level of offensive weapons and be a top 5 offense in the NFL. So I just don't understand.
I think the Carolina Panthers are actually a bad example because their quarterback's the one that's been dragging them down because they have good offensive talent. Dude, they got CMC, bro.
When?
Fair enough.
Name 3 weeks he's played.
Week 1.
Name some of his best weeks. Name 5 of his best weeks.
Week
then.
1.
CMC always
week,
a great
Week 1, Week 2,
1.
Week 15.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I think those are solid shouts.
Yeah. Robbie Anderson over on the other side. Ooh,
Robbie Anderson is good.
He's fine. He's not better than any of the receivers on the. Well, sorry.
Hold your.
The
horses.
Chiefs. Sorry.
Hold your horses.
Sorry. Juju is better than him. I'm maybe not ready to say it about the other ones yet.
Not ready to say about McCole?
No, absolutely not. I would call them very similar, actually.
Robbie
Maybe
Anderson.
I'm disrespecting Robbie Anderson.
I think you're disrespecting.
Is what I'm realizing mid-sentence right now.
Robbie Anderson's got some
Okay,
games.
all right, I'm sorry. But I'm just saying that the Chiefs have a top 5 offense also, because I think they're going to have a top 5 offense. If you trust this offensive line ranking, and the offensive line does show up like this,
Yeah.
they're going to have a top 5 offense. And I think if they have a top 5 offense, all they need to win the division is a top 15 defense.
I think they should need an average defense. I think we're going back to the Chiefs
Top
winning
15, that's what
Super
I'm
Bowl. Dude, if the Chiefs have the number one offensive line throughout the year, and they have the number one offense, they need what they had in their Super Bowl year, which is I think it was like 20th or 22nd ranked defense. Mm-hmm. That's what they need. And
I know.
Now I'm penciling Sharpie. I think Sharpie for the Chiefs for a Super Bowl win, dude. That's ridiculous. Can you imagine Mahomes playing the Buccaneers 2 years ago with the number one offensive line?
It would have been insane. It would have been a blowout. It would have been the same result even if he would have just had the same offensive line that he had in week. Was that 13 or 12? Whenever they played in Tampa, when Tony Romo was like, I think we might see these teams here again in 6 weeks, and he was absolutely nailed it on the head. I think that was, if he would have said that, if that would have been that offensive line, I think they would have demolished him again.
Absolutely.
But I think a big part of having that top 15 defense, or about an average defense, was found in this last 2 weeks with Carlos Dunlap coming in. Mm-hmm. I believe that is just a huge piece of the puzzle for the Chiefs defense. Where do you how much do you think that completes it? Do you think that is what brings this? And if so, with Carlos Dunlap now, where would you rank this Chiefs defense?
I think Carlos Dunlap, I think people are overvaluing it a little bit. I mean, I think might be overvaluing it a little. I don't think he's a starter immediately. I think he's more of a rotational guy. But I think this is your K-Pass replacement.
I think
K-Pass was very
If
important.
he's your K-Pass replacement, then this Chiefs defense is going to be insane. He is twice the player K-Pass was.
Exactly, but he still doesn't start for the Chiefs.
He will start for the Chiefs.
Over who?
Karlaftis.
You think so?
This is going to be your rotational piece. Karlaftis is probably going to be... Here's the thing. I think this is a scary defensive line with the addition of Carlos Dunlap.
It all depends on whether or not Karlaftis is good.
I have always said the thing that you need for the Chiefs defensive line, opposite of Frank Clark, is just a solid starter on the other side. When Frank Clark has that solid starter, when he had Emmanuel Ogbah or, who was the...
Alex Okafor?
No. Well, he had Terrell Suggs in the Super Bowl winning year, but he also had, who was on the other defensive end on
Was
that
it
side?
Alex Okafor?
Yeah, I think it might have been Alex Okafor. You might be right. So, again, solid to average league starters. If he had those guys that can produce 5 to 6 sacks, Frank Clark becomes insane.
Well, I mean,
and
also,
I think George Karlaftis and Carlos Dunlap can both be those guys. And if you keep them all fresh, I think we're looking at an insane defense.
Also, last year, even Andy Reid said this to Frank Clark in person, is that, you weren't delivering last year.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And then Frank Clark proceeded to cut out lots of red meat, cut out alcohol completely, and cut out a lot of his sugar intake, and he's lost, noticeably lost weight and he looks scary again, man.
He does look scary.
I think we're primed for a big year from Frank Clark.
I mean, okay, so here's one I want to throw. I got a couple numbers for you that I wanted to throw out at you. Because we've finally written a script, I've been able to do research because I didn't have to pick. Was it 64 games a week, and I didn't have to just guess on the spot. That's a little bit of a look into how the sausage is made for everybody. We were guessing all these games on the spot. Just so everybody knows.
We were doing it by feels. I think which is the best way to do these.
Right. Yeah. We were picking.
More fun anyway. It's more fun to look down and go, the Cleveland Browns are 14-3.
Right. We were picking them on whether or not. Yeah. Gosh. We were picking them a lot of them on whether or not they got that dog in them. So.
That's why the Cleveland dog team.
Yes. I want you to know. Last year, the Chiefs were bottom 5 in the league last year in sacks.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Bottom 5.
And still made it to the AFC Championship
game. Still made it to the AFC Championship game. I want you to know that Carlos Dunlap. Sorry, I don't know why I questioned how I was going to say his name.
Carlos.
It's because I read it and then I looked up. His name is Carlos. Sorry. Carlos Dunlap has had 10 straight seasons of 6 sacks or more.
Yeah, that's pretty proven veteran there.
That's a good veteran. Oh, and do you understand how many Chiefs players got over 6 sacks last season?
One.
It was Chris Jones. He had 9.5. Frank Clark had 4.5.
Well, yeah, didn't Justin Houston have 10 last year too, which would insult the injury for the Chiefs? Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. In 2020, we again had one player over 6 sacks, and we had one player at 6 sacks.
So
it was in 2020.
Frank Clark was at 6, and
Frank Clark
Chris
was at
Jones
6.
was over. Yeah.
Yes, and they went to the Super Bowl that year. And in 2019, Owen, 2019 was the last time we had 2 players over 6 sacks, and it was we had. I didn't write down those numbers, but it was Frank Clark and Chris Jones both over 6 sacks, and then we had a player at 5 sacks and a player at 5.5 sacks. You know what those numbers sound like a lot? This year's defensive line. That sounds like Chris Jones another 8 or 9. It sounds like Frank Clark over 6. Yeah. It sounds like George Karlaftis and Carlos Dunlap. Maybe both those guys.
Didn't I say George Karlaftis over like something insane like 8 sacks? Didn't we make that bet?
I'm not sure.
I think I looked back through our bets, and I think I chose an insane number.
Just a couple of those
for George Karlaftis. I think I chose an insane number.
What was I doing? Yeah.
But I mean, George is a monster. So, and according to Frank Clark, is Frank Clark's favorite dude on the defense. So,
I hope so.
Yeah. And then there's Leo Chanel, who's a maniac. Can't wait to see him in red and gold.
I don't know, man. I'm not that sold on him. I don't know. I know everybody.
He cannot possibly be worse than Anthony Hitchens.
Well, no, he's going to be worse than Anthony Hitchens. Anthony Hitchens is probably still a league average
provably dog.
But we needed him to be the Mike linebacker. And it was just not.
Well, listen. He can't be worse than Daniel Sorensen, right? Right?
Sorry, wait. I wanted to get the exact sack numbers from last year, but I cannot find that.
Pro Football Reference?
I'm on Pro Football Reference, yeah. But it's hard to navigate. Wait, I've got
Defensive stats is hard. Because there's like 87 rows.
Shit. Just got to go. Oh, that's
as long as it's not ESPN.
I'm falling apart over here.
ESPN is like, hey, can I get the 2020 season? Oh, you mean the 2020-2021 season? No, I don't. I don't mean the 2019-2020 season.
There it is. I found team defense. I just want to get the Chiefs sack numbers from last year.
15 sacks.
That's too low. The lowest team in the league last year had like 18. Can you guess who they are?
The Jets.
Nope.
Jaguars.
Nope.
That's a good guess, Joe.
That was a good guess. It was the Atlanta Falcons actually. But the Kansas City Chiefs had 31 sacks last year total as a team.
31? How the hell do we have 31?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But Chris Jones has 9. Frank Clark has 7. Carlos Dunlap has 7. That's 14. That's 23 right there. George Karlaftis rounds out an even 30. Then the rest of the players just have to get one to surpass last year's
your
sack
corner
total.
Blitzes and your linebackers engage 8.
Right, because last year we had a guy at 9.5 and a guy at 4.5, and they still got the 31. That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, Owen, I'm just saying.
Are you Truman?
I'm saying that maybe Carlos Dunlap is that proven veteran that you need to free up Frank Clark on the outside.
But
He's got that dog in him.
I think Carlos Dunlap has that dog in him. He unleashes that dog in Frank Clark.
I think Andy Reid telling Frank Clark that he sucked last year unleashed that dog.
I think that helps. Clark. I think but I think no matter what, I think you just need a foil to Frank Clark on the other side.
Yeah,
and now you've got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
that's
crazy.
all I needed
that's not
from you
crazy.
was to just agree that we're going to win the Super Bowl. I just needed you to agree to that.
With our entirely new safety core.
Yes.
Well,
and our entirely new built on the outside of cornerbacks.
Do you see the clickbait article that came out the other day about the defense?
Wide receivers.
It's like Chiefs cut former first-round players. DeAndre Baker is like, oh, well.
Yeah, anything.
Feel bad for him. First-round pick, but just ain't cut out for it, I guess.
I don't feel that bad for him. I hope he invested correctly. That being said, the road to the Super Bowl starts this Saturday, Owen, and I want to ask you, who are some of the players that you are looking for in the Chiefs' first preseason game this year?
Cornell Powell, honestly.
Weird. That's a weird one.
I like the young play. I like the camp battles to make the roster. I like those weird ones. Like Cornell Powell, I want to see Elijah Lee, obviously, K-State.
Yeah.
But I think Elijah Lee is slated to pretty easily make the team, honestly. I think he's linebacker 4 or something crazy. But 4 or 5.
I'm trying to fill out how we're going to get through these wide receivers. I know you said that you're looking for Cornell Powell.
Yeah, because he's supposed to be the steal or whatever from the draft.
What do you keep? 6 wide receivers, right?
Yeah, I think they always, the Chiefs have rotated in between 6 and 7. Last year was 6, with Byron Pringle being 6. And then the previous year was 7, with Marcus Kemp being 7.
Okay. I think Marcus Kemp was on the team last year, too. I think Marcus Kemp was 6 or 7 last year also.
Yeah, well, they only had 6, though.
Okay, that being said, right now, there's 4 locks, right, for the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
Juju, Nicole, MVS, Sky Moore.
Yep.
Then you go Josh Gordon.
Maybe. Apparently he's been dropping a whole bunch of stuff. Apparently he's been, like, running good routes and getting separation and then dropping the ball.
Interesting. Doris Fountain.
Do we count Jody Fortson as a wide receiver?
No, he's a tight end. Which also complicates things because you're probably going to keep
4 tight
3 to
ends?
4 tight ends.
Because what, you're going to keep Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, maybe Blake Bell again, another special teams guy. Then everyone likes Jody Fortson. I think they want to keep Jody Fortson on the roster because I think they think he could be really good if he's healthy.
Right.
So then, yeah, I think you have to only keep 6 there.
Do you keep Blake Bell over Jody Fortson?
Yes. Blake Bell can play special teams. You can't play special teams if you're hurt. If you right now, condition like with the uncertainty of Jody Fortson's current injury,
Yeah.
yes, I think you keep Blake Bell. I think I go for because right now, I mean, what you're going to tell me that Jody Fortson's going to take snaps from Travis? No,
no.
Can Blake Bell do what Jody Fortson did last year and catch that ball in the end zone when everyone's on Travis? Yes, he can.
Yeah. So you got Juju, McColl, MVS, Sky Moore, and then you have to pick 2 between Cornell Powell, Josh Gordon, Doris Fountain, Christian Watson.
Pick 2?
Pick 2 from the 4.
Doris Fountain. Gordon, I think time's up on Gordon, man. I think I would go Powell here, young upside, because we, like you said,
You could probably stash Powell on your practice squad. You cannot do that, Josh Gordon.
no, you can't.
What do you think? Cut Gordon, keep Powell and Fountain, and then.
But if Christian Watson balls out, listen, dude, this is what the preseason is all about. Remember, there was that kid, the Olathe kid, that went for 1 billion yards last year, and then they cut him the next day because they're trying to. Well, and that was honestly a favor for him because if you cut it, generally
that's why cutting DeAndre Baker was
right.
That was a favor because he can go catch on with another team.
Right, like if and for fans that don't understand this, if you get cut after the first preseason game, that's markedly better than getting cut after the third one because the third one is we don't think here in the organization that anyone's going to take you, but if you get cut after balling out on the first game, it's like we don't think you're going to make our roster because our roster's too deep, but we think you could probably make it on somebody else's practice squad or maybe even a roster.
Yeah, I mean that's the DeAndre Baker feeling when you cut him.
Yeah.
I
just don't. I think Gordon's done, man. I'm big on comeback players and players getting their mental state right, and especially from someone like Gordon who was dealing with an addiction.
Right.
But too many mistakes, man. Too many mistakes.
Okay.
I think. Well, here, hold on, real quick.
Yes.
While we're on the topic of wide receivers, and we have 2 minutes left in this segment.
Well, we can keep going. I think
Do you think that cutting Tyreek Hill's 6 interceptions last year that were on him?
Dude,
it was like
it's overhyped about those. I mean, if
what
you change,
was it?
I mean, some of them are a little overhyped. There was a fair amount that were Tyreek Hill's fault.
It was like literally like 4.
But for all the 6 interceptions he had, Tyreek Hill had 15 game-changing plays.
Yeah, you're right. I was really just trying to rally you up, and you really didn't take the bait. But here's something that I think that you could agree with me on. How come Mahomes doesn't get the Lamar Jackson argument?
What do you mean?
When people talk about Lamar Jackson, they're always talking about Hollywood Brown dropping passes, and they always show the clip of him bouncing that one off his hands and getting intercepted by the Lions.
Sure.
Why does no one have that same energy for the 7 hit hands interceptions that Mahomes has?
Because Ravens fans have to defend who Lamar Jackson is as a passer. Chiefs fans do not have to defend who Patrick Mahomes is as a passer.
That's fair.
He is proven, so we don't have to. But people will talk about the interceptions last year. But
Lamar just needs to make the Pro Bowl again and actually hit targets at the skills challenge. Then I'll believe in him.
All right,
If
all right.
Lamar can go back to the skills challenge,
end up at Lamar? How does it always end up at Lamar? We're talking about Chiefs preseason
I love
players.
clowning.
I
love clowning Lamar.
Oh my god! All right, here's a couple things.
Listen, once Lamar beats a wide receiver at the skills challenge,
Okay.
he can talk to me.
All right, cool, great. I hope he does. I hope he does talk to you. We'll get more than 5 listeners on this show if Lamar Jackson started talking to you. That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick. if Lamar Jackson roasted me, I'd retweet that shit. I would get extra clout from it. I'd lay into it. I'd fire back.
Bro, you've been roasted by Darwin Thompson on Twitter. How did that not get extra clout, huh?
Because I was correct. Because he was wrong. Because in the next press conference, Andy Reid agreed with me.
I don't think he exactly agreed.
Oh, he did. He said he needs to get better at blocking. Like, literally, those words.
That does not sound like what Andy Reid would say about any player ever. Did you hear what he said about DeAndre Baker? He said about 15 seconds of stuff about DeAndre Baker. He's like, oh, he's a good guy. Just wanted to get him out of here. Former first-round pick. Just couldn't catch on. See you. That was all he said. There's no way he said Darwin Thompson.
Said Darwin
There's no way he went into a press conference and he said, you know who's bad at blocking? Darwin Thompson. Yeah.
No,
that really sounds like Andy
I actually
Reid
have a recording
Eric
on my
Bieniemy.
phone. He said that. Exact words.
Pull it up.
He's like,
Pull
hey,
it up.
you kind of dog at blocking.
Pull it up. You got it. You got the recording?
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Andy Reid.
Yeah, pull it up.
Yeah.
You got it on your phone?
Yeah, ready?
All right, cool. Pull it up.
Yeah. Hold on, let me just look it up here. I got it saved, actually.
All right. While you're doing that, a couple players that I want to watch. Isaiah Pacheco. Pacheco? Is that right? Anybody know? Yeah, Pacheco. All right. It's going to be a long season of learning people's names. You know what? I've nailed Karlaftis down, and I really take that as a big compliment. So I'm really interested to see what he can do. I'm interested to see how he's going to rotate in kick returns. He's going to be the kick return guy. I'm interested to see what he can do if he can be a good kind of backup to Clyde. So I think I find that very interesting. You got it? All right, play it.
Let me just turn my volume here.
Hey, you're kinda dog at Pass Pro.
That's Andy Reid.
Is that Andy Reid?
Yeah, here, I'll play it again for you.
Hey, you're kinda dog at Pass Pro.
Damn, was he feeling all right that day?
He was feeling a little bit sick. Direct quote, by the way.
I've been proven incorrect. I guess everybody can go. You know what? I'll highlight on stream just so you can keep that little moment for yourself. That'd be really good.
Hey, you're kinda dog at Pass Pro.
As we all know, the classic Andy Reid saying. Yes. Hey. Yes, I'm interested to go see Isaiah Pacheco play in the preseason. I'm also interested to see whoever the hell is playing the will linebacker spot.
Yeah, what are our options right now?
So Willie Gay is going to be your Sam, which is your strong side.
Yep.
Nick Bolden, of course, is your rock. He is your Mike linebacker. So your will options are going to be Jermaine Carter, Elijah Lee, Leo Chenal. But it's probably not Leo Chenal because I've heard he cannot guard the pass.
Oh, I know somebody who can guard the pass.
Who?
Elijah Lee.
I hope so. I don't know. I still, just for the sake that I want to give my old roommate a hard time every time Elijah Lee steps on the floor, because he got in a fight with him in the preseason when we played Blue Springs. One of the nicest people I've ever met got in a shoving, screaming match with Elijah Lee, where all Emerald did was yell, "What? What?" in his face every time. Oh man! And so I told him that the only reason Elijah Lee signed with the Chiefs is because he felt safe being back in Kansas City with Emerald in New Mexico. So,
you should really get him for
an Elijah Lee jersey. Man, if he was a Chiefs fan,
he's not a Chiefs fan.
No, he's a anything but fan. He's really a Raiders fan technically.
Still funny.
It'd still be funny. I think you're right. I think we will have to figure it out.
Funny.
I'll have to say, Elijah Lee, I have this buddy who's such a big
fan. Dude,
fan.
if you got a fucking signed jersey, bro, who's like, hey, Emerald, keep up the good work or some shit.
Oh my god, dude.
Hey, you know, was this possible? You go to one of the Catbackers things, because Elijah Lee's going to be at the KC Catbackers now.
Is he?
Well, you got to think, because they had Byron Pringle out there.
I never went
well, because the KC Catbackers do invite all the Chiefs players that are Wildcats, because they're in town.
Sure.
So they can come speak at the event.
Okay. Before we move on, I also want to talk about Trent McDuffie. I am interested to see if Trent McDuffie can keep up with number one wide receivers. I'm as always with most preseason games, I'm excited for the first 10 minutes of the game.
He doesn't need to.
Why?
Because he's not going to be the number one.
Well, no. Steve Spagnuolo doesn't move his cornerbacks around based on who he's playing. He doesn't shadow number ones. He'll be on the left side or the right side. He'll line up against the number one on the outside at some point. I'm interested to see what he can do. I've heard he's been getting a little cooked, but I've heard he's settled in. I'm interested to see what it will be like.
He's a rookie, man.
I've heard he just gives up a little bit early on the place.
Whoa, Trent McDuffie's getting cooked by Juju Smith-Schuster.
All right.
Holy shit, he's terrible.
You know who's
Juju Smith-Schuster doesn't cook anybody.
You know who's been in all the offensive highlights this week on film? Joshua Williams. That poor guy. He's been really close on a lot of them. He's been doing blanket coverage, and these guys are making just incredible catches. But everybody's like, damn, who just got cooked? And it's always Joshua Williams, man.
But hey, listen, if he's in that picture, that's all I need from him. Because you know who is never in that picture? Dan Sorensen.
That's fair.
Dan Sorensen isn't on your screen when he's getting cooked. Listen, if you're a corner and someone makes like an OBJ catch, leaning all the way back out of bounds on you, and you're right there, me as a fan, I'm never going to be like, oh my gosh, get that ball. I'm going to be like, dang, dude, he was fucking on him.
Yep.
What are we going to do?
That's fair.
So shout out Josh. Keep your head up, man. You did fine.
Yes. Talking about only caring about the first 10 minutes of the preseason game, like I'm going to this weekend, I did want to move on to our NFL segment for the day. The bulk of it, I want to talk to you about the NFL preseason. Does it still have significant meaning? I like to make you go first for all these.
Yeah. It's still the difference between 3 and 4 doesn't matter. The NFLPA, wanted less hits, but the players who are starting were still going to get probably the same amount of hits on them. Maybe 10 more minutes of game time, and they do scrimmages in between inter-squad scrimmages, which basically accounts for the amount of time that a number one.
All great points as to why we could cut more games out of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't see a problem with it, but preseason is important for the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth string guys.
Right. It is fun to see the rookies and free agents play. It's fun to see those guys play when they're out there. It's fun to see the new signings.
Last year when we saw Mahomes, I think it was one drive, and then Chad Henne for the rest of the game, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah. You'll probably not see Mahomes.
And I think there was a game where Mahomes didn't even touch the ball.
Yeah. Third game. He won't play in the third game anymore.
Yeah.
Although they get the week off after the third game, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just
even Travis Kelce played in that third game because I bet Kelce was like, I want to run a slant.
Just once they kicked out that fourth game, it just doesn't feel as important anymore, honestly.
No. But it's still the same importance. It's still for the younger guys. It's for the rookies and it's for the guys on the end of the roster.
I know. It's already down to 3 games. It just doesn't feel like it matters much. It's the stars don't play.
It matters to that one Eagles fan that I sat next to in one of the preseason games that I watched one time.
Yeah, because you can see random-ass teams show up that will come that you don't get to see come close. We're going to go to the Packers-Chiefs game, and our Packers buddy's going to get to go see it.
Don't forget our Vikings buddy's going to come and wear his Viking jersey again. That was
absolutely
a very funny bit, by the way.
He got to see his Vikings team last year, though. Didn't you guys see the Vikings versus Chiefs last year? Preseason game? Yeah, you guys won.
Oh, wait, it was Framps that went with his Green Bay jersey.
Oh, so the other one. Yeah, he'll definitely reverse it then, right? The Vikings will definitely wear Packers.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. That would be funny. It makes sense.
I don't know, man. I worry it's just hurting people. I worry it's just not useful anymore.
You think they should just completely cut it? Well, the game time is important for the rookies because at least it's some semblance of game time.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Just narrow it down to one game.
Yeah.
Hell, one game, you could run it for 90 minutes if it's one game. Who cares? It doesn't matter already. How much of a preseason is there in the Premier League going?
A month of preseason.
Is there really a month of preseason?
Tottenham played 4 games this year.
Holy shit. Against who?
Team K League, which was the best players from Korea's league.
Right.
Sevilla and Rangers.
So they basically did scrimmages against international teams.
No. Sevilla is a Spanish team and Rangers is a Scottish team. And they're all top 4.
Yeah,
teams.
Right. I don't mean
They
international.
played
I don't mean
the
international.
same amount of games. Here, actually,
as in they are the German league team. But I'm just saying none of those games are against Premier League teams that are just playing their random guys to warm up. Those are all essentially scrimmages that they had bring them in. We've already got teams that are bringing in guys to come play at their camp.
But Truman, to be fair, the teams that Tottenham played are all on the same, top 6 teams of that league, so that they, have a chance at seeing them in the Champions League this year.
But I've been told that none of that matters, Owen. I've been told none of those teams matter to the Premier League.
Well, in terms of money, but they're all good teams. Like Sevilla's a good team.
Are they all better than the MLS?
Yes.
Champion?
Yes. Yes, not close. Yeah. Roma would. Well, it's funny because an English team did lose to an American team like 4-1. Like 2 English teams lost 4-1 to American teams this year, which was Funny for us, but
Yeah,
generally at full strength, those teams wouldn't lose.
that's fair. I don't know, man. I'm just wondering.
But yeah, they played 4 preseason games.
I just don't think it matters.
That's fine. I mean, that's an opinion you can have. I don't think that's a ridiculous opinion. It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
All right, fair enough. I think that's about all I got on the preseason. Honestly,
I remember
that's how unimportant the preseason is. I don't even want to talk about it for more than a minute or more than a couple minutes.
Well, I remember the cold open that I was going to
I
do.
remember there was something about the Premier League once.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna you as a new member of the Tottenham bandwagon.
Of course.
I'm dragging you to the bar this Sunday morning.
I feel like I've got something Sunday morning.
Yeah, you're going to the Tottenham game with me. 10:30 is a 10:30 start. It's the ideal Premier League bar time start, dude. Wake up, have some good beers. Strange Days Brewing Co. They got some good beers there.
That's fair. We'll see.
Indoor and outdoor seating.
All right, we'll see.
Yes. Feel the spurs in your bones.
All right, Owen. I want to keep on talking about the NFL. I want to talk. Oh, no, sorry. I thought I saw something. I want to talk more about kind of league news. One of the big league news that came out, was that today? It had to have been this morning, right? No, it was yesterday.
What news?
The Kareem Hunt news.
Oh, yeah.
It was
either today or yesterday, yeah.
I think it was yesterday.
I think it was yesterday as well.
Kareem Hunt has apparently requested trade and has apparently been denied by the Browns. But if you were the Browns or Kareem Hunt, just as an NFL fan, what team makes the most sense for
the Kansas City Chiefs?
No. I know. Here's the thing. Too much of a distraction.
Honestly?
Not worth it. Doesn't fit in our room.
New Orleans comes to mind.
We got Alvin Kamara. I don't think he wants to go play another role. I don't
Mark,
want to go.
Mark Ingram's our second option, right?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go play second fiddle again. I think they've already got a Kareem Hunt.
I think he might be SOL as a starter.
I don't think he is.
Well, maybe Seattle.
I think there's a great.
Well,
Seattle's a good answer.
Seattle because what's his face just called it quits.
Chris Carson.
Yeah,
Chris Carson didn't retire.
I believe he did.
I thought he just got released by that team. He just got released by the Seahawks.
He's either way, he's no longer there.
Right. Sure.
So Seattle makes sense. I think that if he's going to be a backup.
Rashad Penny, Kenneth Walker III, and DJ Dallas. Oh, I forgot about DJ Dallas.
Kenneth Walker, I didn't know he
Kenneth
was.
Walker's a rookie.
Yeah, he's probably going to be pretty good. Yes, I mean I think Seattle makes sense. I think Detroit makes sense, even though he's going to have to play second fiddle somewhere.
I don't know.
I think he's going to have to try to do a 1-2 punch.
I want to do a little callback. Of somebody I may have mentioned earlier in the episode. The Carolina Panthers, Owen. Well, hear me out. Familiarity with Baker. Running back who gets hurt a lot. And I did say mid to average weapons, but I did forget that DJ Moore was there, and he really helped our fantasy team last year.
Yeah, shout out DJ, man. He had great interviews on the show as well.
Tommy Trimble's your tight end. It's a great pass catching back, a reliable guy, doesn't get hurt a ton, and you can I guess they got Chuba Hubbard there, but I think Kareem Hunt's better than Chuba Hubbard. I'm just saying. I don't know why, but when I heard this news, the first thing that made sense to me was the Carolina Panthers. First one that stuck out. Just because CMC gets hurt so much.
Maybe I think, like I said, I think he's gonna need to play second fiddle. I think maybe Jacksonville.
He's gonna play second fiddle in Carolina. He's there to help keep the hits off CMC.
Maybe the Jets.
Jets just got Brees Hall.
Oh, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, maybe the Giants then.
Oh, was Saquon getting hurt?
Going along that same vein, yeah. Maybe the Patriots.
The Patriots always make nothing out of a random ass guy that they bring in who was bagging groceries last week, who was all of a sudden ready to fucking play running back at a high level.
Yeah, who's New York's second string?
I'll pull it up.
Because we know who.
Jamie, pull that shit up.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that chart up, please.
Oh, Matt Breida. Oh, never mind.
I don't know. Matt Breida's pretty good.
That's the number 2 in New York.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Damian Harris.
He could start.
Ramondre Stevenson, James White. Damian Harris was a little bit of a sleeper last year.
Well, that's kind of crazy if they're listing Ty Montgomery as the 4th spot in New England. Maybe he can't make that team.
Yeah.
Ty Montgomery's pretty good.
And Owen, of course, we can't talk about the subject without acknowledging the elephant in the room. If you were the Chiefs, would you kick the tires on this?
Did you make a kick joke on purpose?
I did not make a kick joke on purpose. That is quite unfortunate, I'll say it.
The Chiefs fan in me would absolutely love to see Kareem Hunt back.
I don't...
Chiefs are really good at surviving PR nightmares.
As Chiefs fans, we say that, but...
I think that the Chiefs... Well, they just go...
But we just got rid of, like, the last PR nightmare that we had, honestly.
Yeah. I mean,
the last morally ambiguous.
And I still stand on my opinion on the whole Kareem Hunt...
Wait, I forgot about all the Frank Clark Uzi stuff. Hold on. Sorry.
Frank Uzi Clark?
Frank. The Uzi Clark. Yeah, sorry.
I still stand on my opinions that I had 3 years ago on the Kareem Hunt situation.
What? This is that you lied to the Chiefs. This is why he's gone.
Yeah. Once again, you call somebody the N-word, and if they get mad, I'm gonna turn around.
That's yeah. Again, I don't.
But once again, yeah, that is the reason why you got kicked off the Chiefs.
Again, because he lied. Yeah.
I think I could. That'd be really funny. I could actually see the Chiefs doing that.
You know what? He's got 1 year left on his deal. Don't trade for him, but maybe
don't trade for him. Yeah, if you
maybe
could bring him in
for camp next year.
Bring him in on a free.
And the Ronald Jones role, the role that Ronald Jones is playing, where he definitely is not going to make this fucking team.
You don't think Ronald Jones is going to make the team?
I'm not convinced.
You're crazy. Ronald Jones is fine.
I think Clyde is a lock. Isaiah Pacheco.
Frank Gore.
Derek Gore, by the way.
Sorry, excuse me.
But no. Jarek McKinnon. And then, yeah. I think those are your three, right?
Dude, the Chiefs,
and then your
Chiefs running back room is pretty deep, too.
Do you keep... They are full of above average talent.
Can we go back to the Chiefs roster so we can do what we did last week and talk about how good the Chiefs roster looks like? Can you do that again? I like doing that.
I'm telling you, I think Carlos Dunlap is a guy that just completes this team. I don't know what it is.
The Chiefs are really good again. Oh, and then I'll mention this again later in the app.
What?
About opinion about the AFC West. It's one of our segments already, so I can't talk about it yet.
Oh, this one?
No.
This one?
Oh no, just this one in general. I
yeah.
can't believe you didn't put that one on there because I've been yelling about it all season. Am I looking at it? Yeah, no, dude, you're tripping. Yeah, I can't believe you didn't have this on here on that segment. But yeah. I'll bring it up.
Okay, all right, okay.
But yeah, I mean, just look at that, dude.
That's a good roster.
Shane Boogly. I mean, dude, that dude's name is Dustin Crum. I mean, like, that's...
Talking about the quarterbacks?
Yeah, bro.
Talking
That's
about
nuts.
quarterback names?
That's nuts.
Excuse me, sorry.
Oh, dude, I forgot about Nick Allegretti being the second option at left guard. Sheesh.
It's a good offense.
Prince Tagovailoa is the fourth.
This offense is looking a lot better. I don't know, man.
Sounds pretty good, dude. Pretty good.
Ugh.
Like, dude's name is almost Greg Jennings, so maybe he could break his leg and get a touchdown.
That's true. Oh, it's not Christian Watson.
Put my team. It's Justin Watson.
I'm sorry.
The guy's name is... Was that the first snore ever recorded?
Joe just started snoring, bro. It's because the cat's on
It's
Ian.
on his
It's
chest.
because the cat's on Ian's lap. Ian, I needed to warn you about the cat sitting on your lap, but it's a little late. I'll tell you later. Left, yeah, man, defensive end. Oh, gosh. God, this team just looks so good. Carlos Dunlap is your rotational on your defense.
Yeah,
end.
Elijah Lee's your
Derek
fourth
Connie,
linebacker.
Chris Jones. Oh, whew. Whew. All right, I'm getting worked up. We gotta.
Gotta sit down.
Ooh,
Is
ooh.
already sitting.
Woo. All right. My heart's racing a little bit. All right.
Oh, I might have to get a Deion Bush jersey, by the way.
Deion Bush jersey? Why?
Because of the whole thing on Twitter when Tyreek Hill got traded was the day that he got signed. And he
that's-
was like, Chiefs Kingdom, what up? And then, because Tyreek Hill, and all Chiefs Kingdom was like, not now, Deion.
He's like, damn, I'll check back on y'all in about a couple days.
And then the next day he was like, Chiefs Kingdom, what's up? And he posted a gif of some dude like barely looking over a wall. And everyone's like, yeah. All the Chiefs fans under that tweet were like, yeah, you're my new favorite player just because of this. Like, welcome in, man.
That's fair. All right, Owen, talking about getting your heart racing a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about gambling. That's right, sports gambling becoming legal in Kansas, and hopefully the next month and a half. I hope it's by the end of September. It sounds like they're going to miss that September first.
I don't
first
think so,
week of the
dude.
season
I
date.
think Laura really wants this one going.
I don't think it matters. I think the damn bureaucrats are not moving fast enough over there. So I think it's getting caught up and bogged down,
You
and
frickin' bureaucrats.
them not laying down the guidelines that they need to and the time frame they need to.
Listen, if it comes in a week 3, it's going to have the same amount as week 1. It's going to basically just be week 1.
I know, but I won't be able to bet all my futures in time. You know how it goes.
I'm sure Bovada's really crying about this. Maybe my bookies.
Bovada.
That's Bovada.
It's Bovada. What?
Let's consult.
No, you're not gonna.
Let's consult.
Not gonna.
Reed.
How are you gonna put it?
Yes.
I don't really trust how Google Translate says something, but
Well, your Google Translate is bad for sentences, not for individual words.
I'm interested to see what it says. But nonetheless, and speaking of gambling, you can actually sign up. This is not a plug, for the record. I just want to say that.
Phonetic spelling. Oh, it looks like you got it. Yeah, it looks like Bovada.
Thank you.
Bovada. Yeah, you got it. All
Say
right, my bad.
Say the words.
By these?
I'm sorry. You were correct. Say it.
I hate when I have to do this. I'm sorry, you were correct.
What was that? Sorry.
Fuck off. I already said it once.
Say it.
Clearly into the mic.
Okay. Well, I couldn't hear it well. It feels like the mic could have heard it well because you just kind of didn't say.
What if I did this every time you were wrong?
I don't do it every time you're wrong. All right. That being said, and this is not an ad, but I actually signed up for $100 free on DraftKings last week. I'd recommend everybody does it. Again,
I didn't know
or no,
this.
it's FanDuel. I think it's FanDuel actually, not DraftKings.
Either way.
But you can sign up and get a free $100. The code's out there. Again, no free clout.
Code?
I'm not here to sign up. I'm not here to tell anybody.
The code.
And once gambling services go live, this is
Yeah.
a personal question.
Yeah.
But we are very normal, average guys, I would say.
Yeah.
We
I'd
are
say
not.
I'm
Neither of us have exorbitant amounts of wealth. It was the second word that I was trying to get to
Amounts.
that I went to. It's like when you're trying to get off of the word
exorbitant.
exorbitant amounts.
Exorbitant.
I'm sorry, you're correct. But it's like when you it doesn't matter.
Large.
Neither of us
go with large.
make a ton of money per se. None of us have a bunch of money laying around. It's not like we're gonna bet ridiculous amounts of money. But you get $100 free to start off with. How much do you think you'll be betting like on a weekly basis?
Well, if you remember when we were doing the segment in 2020,
Yes.
the bet of the week, and we were doing like, $10 to $15 to $20. I think that's probably what I'll do again, and then do exactly what I did last time. Is like after week 4, just like forget to place bets and then stop betting again.
I would say this is actually a confusing term. So here, we got to bring back. We haven't had one in a bit. I'll say it. Truman's betting term of the week.
Oh, it's back.
It's Truman's betting term of the week. We're talking units. So essentially, betting comes down to how much you're betting in units per se. Like no matter what, I might be a better gambler than you, but because you've won $1,000 and I've only won 10, that doesn't mean that you're always a better gambler. If your units are in thousands of dollars,
And I've only won one.
and yeah, you're only plus one unit, and my units are in $1 and I'm plus 10 units, I'm a much better gambler than you are. So what it comes down to is unit size. So I believe that my unit size is probably going to be $5 to $10. I think on the bets that I'm making, it'll be $5 to $10, given the week, unless we start to get on a roll. But that being said, on the NFL, I bet I'm going to bet weekly $50 a weekend.
Yeah, you do.
I'll
like
probably
doing
have
that.
$50 in play. Obviously, I'm counting on not losing all 50 of it. I'm counting on not putting in $200 probably every week. But man, once hockey season starts to roll, I don't know if you guys follow at Roll with Machine. That's my betting account. I need to do more stuff on that. But I was
Are you gonna
posting.
pull back the machine? Are you gonna,
Yeah, I am bringing it back.
Recategorize the machine.
Yep. We're redoing it. Or I talked to my dad today about doing Steam versus Machine, getting it rolling again.
A point of advice: just remove the Broncos from that. I don't want the Broncos ruining your machine because the machine is based off of ESPN analysis, and ESPN.
No, it's not based off of ESPN analysis.
It's based on betting features, right?
It's completely independent. It's just my stuff.
Okay, we'll value the Broncos fucking low then.
Okay, I always do.
Speaking of that, now that we're in
They
the
find
betting
a way
segment,
to do that to themselves.
that is my top bet. Is that I think the Broncos win total is at 9.5.
Yeah.
Under.
Interesting.
Hammer.
Okay.
They just lost their top wide receiver.
All right. Wait, real quick, just to finish off where we were with to finish one thought before we move on to the next. Betting. So once hockey season starts, I had a hockey system going for all the people that do follow that account where I was betting hockey same game parlays. We're gonna have to see if it allows it or not. That'll be a big question mark into the system. But I was profiting I was up 30 units.
Damn. Nice.
I kind of just lost. I lost the want to do it because it's just annoying to have to do it. Because let's say I do end up winning.
Yeah, because you were doing aisles, aisles to win and the game to have more than 3 goals.
Yeah,
and
the game under. Yeah, that's what. And so you would turn 2 minus 120 bets into a plus 180 bet, and then and the idea is that you'd hit enough of those that you'd win, and I was doing it, but it's just the idea of winning $1,000 on my bookie. It is so difficult to get the money from those offshore sites. I'm so excited to have legal sports betting in Kansas because if I can let that rock, dude, could be talking some big profits here. Big reason to sign on. Follow the Twitter.
Lapel mics.
Maybe check out. Yeah, we might be having some lapel mics. You might notice. If I were to ever go crazy on gambling and be up there, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be you'd notice some differences.
Truman says he reaches back and grabs a roller off the QT roller behind him.
Yeah, exactly. You see the boom mic come into focus here. But that being said, I do want to talk.
Sound guy trips and bonks you with.
Talking about bets we would recommend. Owen, we did pick all 272 games in the NFL this year for our last betting segment and our last segment of the show before we do our top 5. I wanted to cover our top teams that we had above and under their win total percentages and the margins that we had it by. Owen, what do you think the number 1 team was that we had over their win total? Or under their win total. There's actually 2 teams tied, one over, one under.
The best team
we picked one team 5 wins over their win total. What team would that be?
The Chiefs?
No. We picked the Chiefs 3.5 games over their win total.
Was it Cleveland?
It was not Cleveland. Then we picked the Browns 3.5 wins over their win total.
Maybe Indy?
No.
I'm trying to think of teams that are good but not as good as we thought.
You ready?
Baltimore?
No. We had them in the NFC Championship game.
The Vikings?
Nope. It is the New Orleans Saints. We picked them at 13 wins. Vegas has them at 8. I would hammer that. The vice versa of it, Owen. A team that we picked for 5 wins under their win total. Also in the NFC.
Also in the NFC?
First year head coach.
First year head coach.
Blue.
Carolina?
That's Matt Rule's third year.
Blue.
Yeah.
NFC.
Yep.
I'm blanking. Seahawks?
No. First year head coach.
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
Is it the Giants?
It is the Giants. Yeah, we picked them at 2 wins.
Oh.
Vegas has them at 7.
Oh, okay.
I would parlay. I would absolutely be all over parlaying the over for the Saints and the under for the Giants. I love those 2 bets. You have the Saints at 8 wins. If Jameis stays healthy, love that bet.
My problem with legal sports betting is I like betting $1 or $2, but making it 16 scenario parlays.
Right.
OBJ gets 2 catches and there is a cat and
that is your
Joe
issue.
Tooney doesn't allow a sack and the punter punts 3 times. I like weird ass parlays, and my dad's like, "Why do you do this?" I'm like, "I don't know, it's fun."
Yeah, and that will be a fun little segment of it. But, yeah,
that's what I do. Yeah, so I think but to
but
answer
I
your
think
previous question,
the issue with writing these things is that it'll take 17 weeks to pay this out. Is that I want to bet $10 on this? But if I bet a $10 bet on this, I will make $9 in February, and it's just man, I don't want to bet on this shit.
For non-Kansas betting.
No. So for this in general, if you're betting
futures,
on under and overs, it's I'm betting $9 on the Giants to win under 7 games.
That's how gambling gets you with the big futures bets.
Right.
It's because it's if it's gonna pay out in January, it needs to be big, or else I'm not gonna want it.
Yeah.
So that's when you get your crazy Cowboys to the Super Bowl $10,000 betters.
That's fair. The third team we had was the Jaguars. We had them 4.5 wins under their win total. I love that bet. I love the Giants under.
Two wins, Jags, when they had them at 7.
Think we had to pick them at. I actually got the list here.
The binder.
I've got the binder. The code. We had the Jacksonville Jaguars at 2-15.
Yeah, so
Vegas has them at 6.5. I cannot get behind 6.5 over for Jags. I'll hammer that under too.
My main hammer is the Broncos under, dude. I just don't think. I think the Broncos are not gonna be good. Yeah. Dude. I just can't see it.
We had the Chargers 4 wins over. We had the Browns 3.5 wins over.
Chargers 4 wins over. What did they have the Chargers at? 10 wins?
9 wins. 10 wins. They had them at 10, and we had them at 14.
They have the Chargers at only 10 wins.
Yep, and they have the Chiefs at 10.5, which we have them at 14, which is 3.5 wins over. We have the Browns 3.5 wins over. We have the Bills 3.5 wins over. We have the Lions 3.5 wins under.
What do they have the Lions at? 7? 8.5 wins.
They have the Lions at 6.5.
And we have them at 3 wins.
Yeah,
I guess that makes sense.
2 teams we actually picked exactly on.
Oh,
their Vegas win total.
Because we're legends. Can I guess?
Yes.
Tampa.
No.
Is it in that division?
Yes.
Ooh.
No, sorry. Both AFC teams.
Both AFC teams.
Both have blue colors.
AFC and blue.
Both have horse mascots.
Indy.
Yes.
And Tennessee. What's the other horse mascot, bro? The Broncos?
Broncos country. Oh, that's right. Yes, we picked both of those at 10 wins.
You're tripping me up with blue. I don't think blue when I think Denver. I think orange.
We picked both of those teams at 10 wins, and that's what Vegas has their win totals picked.
I was like, Tennessee isn't a horse mascot, but that's the only one that comes to mind with blue and horse.
Very interesting. So, I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure the Titans mascot is a horse, by the way. Or is it like a weird looking dude? Is it what? Do they have a person mascot? I've never seen their mascot.
Oh, it's kind of like how it's like a isn't it? Don't they have the raccoon?
It's kind of like how Casey's doesn't make sense. Casey Wolf doesn't really make sense at all.
No, but who cares?
T-Raid is a raccoon. What the
my god! What the fuck is this shit? T-Rack, baby.
That's up there for worst mascot.
T-Rack has been known to zip line from the top of Nissan Stadium, rappel from the highest buildings in downtown Nashville, has been to the Pro Bowl 9 times. Fucking T-Rack.
Shout out T-Rack, bro.
T-Rack. Oh my god.
Shout out T-Rack.
He's a raccoon. The state animal of Tennessee. You know what? Fucking Tennessee deserves their state animal to be fucking raccoons, man. Fucking Christ. All right.
That's funny.
All right, that does it, Owen. Let's get into the top 5s. You got a good top. You got your top 5 all set. I sent it to you last night. You better have your top 5.
I got it pulled up. Hold on.
The one time we write a script the night before, you got to have it ready.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. You got to go first. I'm just kidding.
Number 5 is the yearly overevaluation of Chargers to the Super Bowl. That is one of my favorites.
Favorite things about the preseason?
Yep. Number 4 is camp battles.
Okay.
Number 3 is actually watching the games.
Okay.
Because I think they're actually kind of fun.
Fair enough.
Number 2 is fantasy football drafts.
Oh, yeah.
And number 1 is beers at the game with the boys.
What?
Beers at the game with the boys.
Yep. Vincent, give us your top 5 about things about the preseason. Go. Fire them off.
I like that it's football.
Okay. Number 4.
Beers at the game with the boys.
Number 3.
That's a good number 4. I like it.
Beers at the football games with the boys.
Of course, because I love football.
Number 2.
Going to the bar
just
with
football.
the boys.
Having people shut the fuck up about there not being football.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. That is a good one.
First actual answer.
Number 1. Your favorite thing about the preseason.
Oh, we're skipping number 2. Fucking number 2.
That was number 2.
No, that was only 2 things.
Oh, no, I said beers at the football games with the boys was your number 3. I was combining the first 2.
The one thing about the preseason is it.
I actually like that, like, no one takes it too seriously. It's like more laid back and like not like because like you get to see people you want to know.
It's like casual queuing in like
Queuing
video
casual,
games. Yeah.
Quick play.
Fair enough. All right. It's pretty solid top 5 there.
You remember my list, Ruben?
What?
Do you remember my list?
No. You go back through it again.
Damn, that's crazy.
Go back through it again.
I don't remember this.
Oh my god, I hate this dude, man.
No, I'm just.
You got it. You got it. All right.
No, I don't. I don't have it at all. I know my
Do
number.
you have it or do you not have it? You're
No, I
playing
have
with my emotions. Do you have it?
No. I'm just kidding.
Bro, you better say it or not say it. I don't give a shit. You just need to do something.
Number 1 is actually going to the game. Beers
Yes.
with boys.
Yep.
Number 2, fantasy football.
Yes.
Number 3, camp battles.
Yep.
Number 4, the preparation for everything to be back.
Okay.
And number 5 is a betting.
The betting?
Well, actually, I
changed
swept
your
4 and
answers,
5.
dude.
So
I
4
feel
and
like
5,
you
sorry.
totally
4 and
changed
I
5.
thought it was people in rankings comparison.
Oh yeah, that was my number
That was
5.
number
My
five,
bad.
I was like, I don't remember betting at all.
Three. No, I said that in there.
That kind of goes together. People betting.
Okay.
Number 5 is the yearly overhype. That's true.
Everybody make sure to go listen to Dahm, That's True on Spotify and Apple iTunes, not to mention YouTube at the SDM Network.
Add me what I said.
And tell me what Owen said. All right.
What's yours, Truman?
I got top 5. It's already written down. It's in ink, brother. From a printer.
That's not a top 5. That's an A, B, C, D, E. What kind of list is this?
I'm ready for it to be.
There's no integrity on the
so
show
we don't
anymore.
have to-
Truman likes to pretend that integrity's back. His list isn't even 1 through 5. It's A through E. It's pathetic.
Number E. Fault. Pick number E. My number 5 is falling in love with a player who is absolutely going to get cut.
Yes, that's great.
It's Tina. She's not making the team. She's not making the Chiefs. I can't believe they even invited her to camp. She hasn't gone, so she's gonna
That's
get
kind
cut.
of wild.
Number 4, convincing yourself your team is going to win the Super Bowl. We've already done it.
Yeah,
This
we're done.
episode,
Yep.
a check mark, brother. Number 3, just seeing the free agents. Honestly, it's fun to see who your teams have signed up. I'm looking forward to Juju Smith-Schuster, Carlos Dunlap.
MVS is the wild card of this, dude.
Is a big one. Rojo, if he's good, I was really hype about Rojo, and then he's just, I don't think he's gonna make this team.
Maybe Isaiah Pacheco's nutter butter.
Yep. What?
Maybe Isaiah Pacheco's nutter butter.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought you
I
said
didn't think
maybe.
what I said was that crazy.
No. For what I heard, like maybe somebody took his nutter butter, and I was like, "What are you?"
Dude, I would be mad too.
I was like, "What football moves are okay?" Number 2, seeing the rookies. Seeing the rookies is above seeing the free agents, especially when you get to draft 2 guys in the first round. You get to revamp your backfield. No, sorry. Nope, just your defense. Nope, I don't know why. Man, what is
Number
going on in
1
my head?
is Beers of the Game with the boys.
Cornerback and defensive end. It's fun to see. Number 1. It matches DeVincent's number 2. It's just football is back, baby. It goes with everything. Gambling, thinking the Chargers are going to win the Super Bowl, beers with the boys. It all is included.
I'm pretty sure USA Today did it again.
Fantasy football. Oh yeah, they did. Well, they picked them over to win the division. They picked the Chiefs to miss the playoffs.
Missed the playoffs.
A lot of people have picked the Chiefs to miss the playoffs. Man. Oh, I'm loving all this.
You know,
It's peak off season, brother.
You know, if you think that we bookmark tweets, you know that Mahomes bookmarks more tweets. Mahomes was counting on his fingers the draft picks. He's still mad.
That shit's scrolling. You know how some people, like in those Vegas hotel rooms, they have those mirrors above the bed, purely just for weird sexual things.
Right.
With Mahomes instead has a TV, and it's just those mean tweets scrolling, all the tweets that were wrong scrolling along. That's why he's had 2 kids at this point. Is because it's all those tweets. It just keeps on.
He's energized and
Boom.
He lays it down.
Baby, Brittany, grab the remote, turn the TV on.
Direct quote, by the way.
There you go.
Andy Reid said that. We can play it for you.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah, and Patrick he said this the other day.
All right. As always, I like to leave Dahm That's True on a gross note. It's been a good episode. It's been episode 101.
101.
Uh,
Basically a crash course of how this podcast goes, to be fair.
yeah. Now that we can write scripts and everything,
Again.
we're back to talking about Mahomes having sex
Truman,
with tweets.
Yeah, Truman munching on whatever his lunch is. Like, that would be a good topic.
Yeah. No, I was laying in bed typing this up.
Were you scrolling mean tweets too?
No.
Do I need to start an account?
About
Tweeting at you specifically to troll you.
God, like
get you
what
riled
was
up.
that? Ben did that, right?
The
That was the funniest part.
because he followed that one Salina account. I was like,
Yeah.
was like, okay, Ben, this is either you or Rory.
Yeah.
Like,
And then he followed Penn State, and I was like, God damn it, it's Ben, because Ben's just baiting us. Yeah, but the fact that he owned that Twitter account for like a year and a half, and he only sent out like 6 tweets.
the Daniel
and, like,
Sorensen fan
4,
account.
yeah, no, it wasn't even like, it was something weird, but it was like 4 of them were to you, and then 2 of them were to me.
And like half of them.
And it
didn't
was
even
just to get us riled up.
And we didn't even really reply to him, if I remember
No, we
correctly.
were both like, oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
We're both, I guess, fairly adjusted humans on Twitter sometimes when it comes to randos. Okay, sorry. That being said, we are going to get out of here. Exclamation point disaster in chat if you want to check out our link tree. Exclamation point OD socials if you want to follow Vincent on Twitch twice. You can check Owen out. Check me out. Steam Machine, SteeHnMechine. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, STM Network. Instagram, but I don't post shit on Instagram. Don't follow me on Instagram.
You can follow me on Instagram. I just posted a decent picture of me for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, follow Owen on Instagram and like him. So
At OC Dahm.
OC Dahm, Owen Gosh Dammit on Twitter.
Yep.
Don't follow him on TikTok. He only comments weird
No.
things on girls' thirst traps. I
Yeah.
try to ignore it when I see it. It's weird to see.
There's nothing wrong with commenting mommy.
I don't do that, by the way.
There you go.
I don't,
You know, every
I
joke
don't
is
do-
just a little bit of truth.
I don't do that every time.
The hardest part about that is every time you get there, Young Gravy's already there.
It's crazy. You know, you can check out.
Young Gravy's slacking. He's talking to Livy now, so.
Damn. If you missed some of this episode, you can catch it on Spotify. You can catch it on Apple Podcasts. You can catch it on YouTube, STM Network.
Yep.
I think that's it, folks. We appreciate you being here. Next week we'll be back. We're gonna be talking about Chiefs preseason game, how it went. I'm very excited to see how that goes. So,
Standouts and the like.
yep. That being said, we appreciate you. We'll see you. Good night.